promise is heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
Good morning, Firmly Rooted family. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Church. Great to have you on board, men. Rooted men. Those who meditate upon the word of the Lord are like a tree that is firmly rooted by streams of water. That tree yields its fruit in season, its leaves never wither, and whatever he does, he prospers. That's it. To me, that sounds like abundant life. So we firmly root ourselves in God's unconditional love and his eternal truth so that we might face the benefit that God has built into his kingdom, that for those who do that, blessings follow. Completeness of life follows. Meaning and purpose follows. So great to have you on board as we're into 2026. Let's say hi to a few people and then we'll get rolling. My cousin, Dave Donnelly. Good morning, Chuck B. Shalom, men of God. I'm out there on X. Chris Connolly. Good morning, Ken Gooch. Good morning, fellow brothers in arms. Bert Reggiani. Good morning, Steve Giroux. Good morning. And we've got quite a few others on board. Great to have you. Great to have you. All right. We're going to Joshua chapter 2. And what's happening now is like happened 40 years ago. Spies are being sent back into the promised land. But as you know, this time they're not going to vote no. They are going to go. But these spies are going to Jericho, this walled city. And it's going to be the first battle. And so let's pull that up. And you should see that text. Joshua chapter 2, we're going to do 1 through 7. Rahab hides the spies. And Joshua the son of Nun sent 2 men. Now this time he didn't send one from every tribe. He simply sent 2 men secretly to Shittim. Yes, a very funny, using an English language, a funny name. As spies saying, go view the land, especially Jericho. It's been 40 years. We want to send some new spies out there, and especially Jericho, because that's the first city that we're going to come across. And they went and came into the house of a prostitute whose name was Rahab, and lodged there. Prostitute. The whole idea is a prostitute, it wouldn't be strange for maybe traveling men to be there. And they need a place to kind of hide in plain sight, right? Because they're spying on this city. They're spying on it. So they've gotten themselves inside. They asked all the right questions, got to Rahab, and now they're staying and lodging at Rahab's place. And it was told to the king of Jericho, behold, men of Israel have come here tonight to search out the land. Uh-oh. I guess they didn't covertly get in there well enough. So some wise people who were just watching realized that the men that came, 2 of them, were from Israel and that they're searching out the land. They're spying. Then the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search out the land." Now she's got a decision to make. Now she has a decision to make. Her own king, the king of Jericho, wants the spies handed over. Directly, it's an order from the king to Rahab. Bring them out. Bring them out. Verse 4. But the woman had taken the two men and hid them. And she said, "True, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. And when the gate was about to be closed at dark, the men went out. I don't know where the men went. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them." She lies. She lies because she wants to protect those two spies. We're going to find out as we get deeper into this. She knows why they came. And she has this inkling that they're going to get destroyed. And in the end, I want to survive this thing. I don't want to end up dead. So she, rather than serving her own king and her own city, decides to betray them and protect these two spies from Israel. She takes the risk, and we'll see over time where that is going to take Israel and where it's going to take her. Verse 6, but she had brought them up to the roof and hid them with the stalks and flax, and she had laid in order on the roof. So basically covered them up, right? So the men pursued after them, and on the way to the Jordan, as far as the fords, and the gate was shut as soon as the pursuers had gone out. I'm going to stop there, I think. Yep, verse 7. The story's going to continue. But what we want to see is God moving in history, God moving Rahab to protect the Israelite spies instead of turn them over, that she has this spiritual inclination that Israel's coming and they're going to plow through, and I want to be on the living side of that, not on the dead side of that. But it's going to get even more interesting. And I just want to end by showing you quickly Matthew's genealogy. And I want you to see here that in verse 5, and Salmon, the father of Boaz, by Rahab, and Boaz, the father of Obed, by Ruth, and Obed, the father of Jesse, and Jesse, the father of King David. God not only used Rahab, this Gentile woman, to protect these spies and allow them to appropriately do their spying thing and come back, and then ultimately Israel comes and destroys Jericho and takes over that city. She ends up becoming converted, becomes a believer. She becomes Jewish. She takes on the faith. She ends up in the lineage of Jesus. She ends up in the lineage of King David. Best I can tell, she's King David's great-great-grandma. God is so interesting, the way he ties things together, you know, and it's not just about a Jewish nation. This is about a Gentile woman who's going to be blessed because of her faithfulness and her faithfulness to God and her faithfulness to Israel. And all of a sudden, she's not only going to help Israel win, but she's also going to become an Israelite in a sense. She's going to be converted to the faith, and she's going to end up in the lineage of Jesus. How powerful is that? That's the God we have. That's the God we serve. That's the God who goes before us. That's the God who dwells in us. That's the God who can make all things work to the good for those who love him. That's our God. That's our Heavenly Father. How is he going to use you today? How is he going to use me today to make a difference in his kingdom? Well, I guess, like we always say, have a great day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and maybe someone might see Jesus in us today. Peace.